Right now, the Northside is going through a metamorphosis, no, a renaissance of sorts. New businesses are moving back into the East Ohio, Federal Street, and Western Avenue business districts. It seems people are talking positive about the Northside again. Yet the catalyst for the decline of the Northside, one of the reasons the fabled "don't cross that bridge" mantra came about, was due to the failure of Allegheny Center. The City of Pittsburgh, URA, and City Planning Commission identified the Central Northside hub as an ideal location for additional residential and commercial properties. In 1961, construction on the $85 million Allegheny Center went underway. The mall wouldn't open until 1965, but the project would ultimately damage the Northside for decades to come.
My father, Bernie Klein, opened Bernie's Photo Center in 1958 on East Ohio Street. In 1958, he stayed open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Friday and Saturday nights, the store was open until 9 o'clock at night because he still had a lot of foot traffic coming in Friday and Saturday nights. If you would walk down East Ohio Street on a Saturday, it was packed with people. And as the mall changed, as things started changing on the north side, the density changed. It affected all the businesses on the north side to the negative.
This particular part of the north side from its inception was at the very center of what at that time was called Allegheny City. This was the hub of commerce. The market house was here. There were a lot of businesses that were lining the streets. Businesses that were along Federal Street and East Ohio Street. They were still in existence. It wasn't that they were closing up, but they had passed their peak. It was in that context that plans developed for the development of what we now call the large Allegheny Center complex.
One of our greatest memories of the North Side. Allegheny Center Mall was opened in 1965. Prior to that, you had the Market House, Sears, and all those other places on outer locations. But the mall was the first inner city mall in the United States, to tell you the truth. It had 101 stores when it opened. The mall lasted at least until about 1990.
40-plus stores would vanish one by one. Longtime anchor tenant Sears had its lease bought out by the Ross Park Mall in 1986. Both retail stores and Northside residents moving north to the suburbs. Vacant buildings, trapped in the architecture of yesteryear, were left behind.
The closing of the mall as a commercial center was the end result of the fact that the Allegheny Center concept just failed to succeed. By 1965 until 1975, the mall was probably at its high point. Even in its heyday, the second floor of the commercial area of the Allegheny Center Mall never was filled with shops.
The unfavorable traffic circle, the vehicular moat, only made the damage worse.
This is East Ohio Street. It used to connect all the way through. It came over here from the east, and it went straight through here. This was a street going through, and this side was called West Ohio Street. There were also stores and restaurants and things like that on that side too. Federal Street came through this way. This was an actual street. It went straight through here. So this was the intersection of East Ohio Street and Federal Street. And this section was called Ober Park. This was always a park section.
Yet better days were ahead for Allegheny Center. In 2015, Ferris Properties purchased Allegheny Center's office complex and began work on a $100 million renovation. Today the area is known as Nova Place, home to Allo 26, Western PA's largest co-working space, CoLab 18, and has become one of the nation's largest mixed-use urban renewal projects.
We continue to hope lease up space and bring more commercial office tenants here. We've increased occupancy probably from about 60% up to about 80% now for the entire footprint. We've recently signed some new leases, so that'll hopefully bring another 300 to 400 people to the north side on a daily basis.
A number of businesses like Radiant Hall, Innovation Works, Federal Galley, and Union Fitness have all migrated towards Nova Place as the team at Pharos begins the next phase of renovation.
For the largest tower, which is what we refer to as Tower 2, about some significant facade upgrades to that tower. It's probably about 40% occupied now with a few tenants, and that's the one that we have the most vacancy in. It almost makes me think that people have just been waiting for this to happen, so it's exciting.
After decades of dormancy, Northside's former eyesore appears to be evolving into the neighborhood's shining star.
As Nova Place is concerned, I love what they're doing. Having people come in and work together and collaborate, it's a great idea and it's a great use of the space to have all these different events, and I love it.
And they've come to the Northside for the first time, and they're discovering it for the first time or rediscovering it, and they're saying, this is not such a bad place. It's had some negative attention over the years, and once people come and see it and see all the changes and the new construction and the new residential houses, they say, oh, it's a pretty nice place. So you just have to get people to come here once, and then it will change perception.
Yay!